Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about mutual friends. So when your mutual friends contact you about your ex and they offer you information about their ex. I got asked by a viewer to talk about this kind of thing, and basically their story was roughly that a mutual friend had reached out to them and said that the ex was still single, basically, and they had been single, and basically what to make of that and what I thought about that. So the thing is with mutual friends is that you need to be very, very skeptical because you don't really know 100% whose side they're on, basically. They might be reaching out to you actually because your ex has actually said something to them and they want to find out information about you. So you need to be very careful with these mutual friends and shared friends with your ex because you gotta, you don't know whose side they're on, basically. And it could be the case also that the mutual friend is just being nosy and intrusive, and they just want to know about it because it's gossip. Like if you were both friends with them and then you broke up, and this friend might be, very into basically what you guys are up to now and things like that. Or it may be the case that they really want you to be together, even though you two don't want to be together anymore, and they're trying to make you kiss. If you've ever seen someone try and do that to two people. So you have to be very careful and very skeptical with what your mutual friend says because you don't know it's the truth, right? You don't know what's going on with your ex. It could be your ex went out, a couple of weeks ago and they've now met someone, but they just haven't put it on social media or they just haven't spoken about it yet. Perhaps your ex doesn't really want to talk about the new relationships that they're in and things like that because honestly, you just don't know. So if it's the case that your ex does miss you, and that's the reason why they haven't got into a new relationship and they've stayed single, then you will hear from them, right? You will hear from them. If they want to get back with you, you'll hear from them, right? Or something will happen, basically. Something will come about it, right? So you just gotta trust that, basically. And also, there's nothing wrong with someone being single for a long time. So if the mutual friend said to you that, oh yeah, they're still single, that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to get back with you. It might be just the case that they just want to stay single for a while. In fact, it's actually very healthy for someone to not get straight into a relationship after a breakup, and they may want to stay single for a little while. I was single for 3 years before I met my wife. I mean, sure, I was dating in between that time and I was going on dates, but I wasn't in a relationship for 3 years. But that was by choice, basically. I was dating people and I was maybe hoping to find someone, but I wasn't really attached to the outcome. I wasn't attached to actually being in a relationship, and I was quite happy being single. I was fine being single. And that's kind of like a good place where you want to get to. You want to get to a place where you actually enjoy your time alone. Because a lot of people, the reason why they go into rebound relationships is because they're not comfortable not being in a relationship, which I think is kind of strange. Like, why can't you just be alone with yourself for a little while? Why can't you just spend some time on your own doing your own thing? I don't quite get why people can't do that sometimes. They go straight from one relationship to another. And it's not a good thing to do that, because if you do, then you're going to end up in a rebound relationship, and rebound relationships rarely work. You need time to heal after a relationship, and that might be what they're doing. So you need to understand that, the mutual friend might not be on your side, or they might be just nosy and gossipy, and they might just want to find out what's going on with you. They may want to find out, like, oh, well, it seems so-and-so's over it. I'm going to try and find out if this person's over it, They might be just very intrusive and nosy and gossipy, so you just need to be very careful with the information that you give away. So if a mutual friend does come up to you, the mutual friend that you share with your ex, and starts asking about you, asking about how you feel about the breakup, I personally just wouldn't say anything. And, a great response actually is something like, well, that, what's going on? What happened between me and my ex? It's between me and my ex, and, I might be dating other people, but again, I don't really want to talk about it because that's between me and the person who I'm dating and the person in question. So I don't really feel comfortable talking about my love life. And that's all you need to say. And most people will respect that if you say it in that kind of way where you kind of don't want it. You're just being respectful to your ex. You're just being respectful to the other people that you're dating. And you're just not willing to volunteer information about that. And I think that's a very healthy viewpoint. And I think most people would be okay with that. And if they're not okay with that, then you can tell that this friend of yours is probably a very gossipy, nosy person. And, you know, because it might be the case that you've had situations before where you have told them things about yourself and, you know, about the relationship, which is, you know, okay if that's what you want to do. So they might get a bit standoffish if you suddenly decide that you don't want to talk about it. But you can just say that I've just had a change of mind. I don't really want to talk about this kind of stuff. I kind of just want to keep it private with myself and with the people in question, because I just don't feel comfortable talking about it, you know. So usually if you have it, you put it across like that, it should be fine, unless this person is really gossipy and they keep on prying for information. Then if they don't respect basically what you've said, you continue to try and fish information out of you, then you might want to question your friendship with that person, because they're not respecting your boundaries. You know, if you say no, I don't want to talk about it, they should respect that if they're truly your friend. So what I don't want though is, you know, when a mutual friend comes up to you, don't assume, please do not assume that and they're talking about your ex and they're saying to you things like, oh, your ex is single, and they may even say something like, I think your ex may miss you, I think they may miss you because they're not in a relationship. Or they might just say, I think that they miss you in general. They may not talk about any of that other kind of stuff. They may just say, I think your ex misses you, I think they missed the relationship, I think they want to get back with you. It's important that you don't do anything, right? Because you, like I said, you don't know how this person feels. You don't know how your ex is actually feeling about it. It's best not to do nothing, but I feel like a lot of people would, you know, if they really, really miss their ex, they're going to be like, yeah, I miss them too, can you tell them? You know, or something like that. And the truth is, you could mess something up there. You could mess up no contact or something like that, because you don't know if that's how your ex 100% feels about you. You don't know that. It's better not to rely on mutual friends for information about your ex, because you simply don't know. Your mutual friend isn't inside the head of your ex. You have to, if your ex misses you, you have to trust that if they want to come back, they will, and they will say something to you and something will come about of it. But otherwise, if they're not directly saying it to you and they're not going through some middle person like a mutual friend, you can't take that kind of thing seriously. They have to be the one that comes to you. You know, take a message from them directly as more of a sign and more of an indication that they want you back. Ignore basically mutual friends and things like that, because it's not very you don't know how accurate the information is going to be, basically. And like I said, it may be the case that your mutual friend is just intrusive and gossipy and nosy, right? So it's best to keep those kinds of people at arm's length. And, you know, it might be the case that you may really trust this mutual friend, but again, you can never know 100% what someone's true intentions are. So you have to be very, very careful and very, very skeptical, and basically don't take it too seriously, basically. And don't rely all your hopes, basically, on what this mutual friend has said. So if you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.